folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm Chris with Daily. In today's episode, guys, I want a giveaway. I've never won anything before in my whole life, but the channel Bubba's EDC was giving away a piece of EDC kit, and I'm going to show you how I put that to use. Give him a little shout out. Check out his channel. That's Bubba's EDC. He's got a lot of great content. I watch him at least 3 or 4 times a week. So we'll take a look at the giveaway that I won from him, and then I got back from a little road trip up to Northern California to see some family of mine and pick up some pictures and things like that from family members. And along the way I stopped at a couple different places, and I'm not supposed to be buying any knives right now, but I don't know, it's tough when you walk in somewhere and you see something for $5 or whatever, you know, and you just pick it up. So I'll go over a couple of the knives that I purchased on that trip as well. The giveaway that I won, that mail call, the mail from Bubba's EDC actually came before I left. I just didn't have time to make a video about it. So anyway, stick around here, guys. We'll take a look at both those things. All right, let's check out what I won from Bubba's EDC. Great channel. If you guys haven't subscribed, I'm sure you have. He's been around longer than I have. You found me, you've already found him. Bubba's EDC. Anyway, I won this giveaway of, and you can see what I've got in it, but this Maxpedition EDC pouch, man, which I use all kinds of gear for work, as I'm sure many of you do. Most of it is all in Pelican cases that I take each day. I've got like 4 or 5 Pelican cases and a variety of other carts and stuff that I use for my digital tech work, of which maybe sometime I'll get into. But where I live in Los Angeles, space is a huge commodity, and or lack of space is a big problem. And so for my workshop, I kind of have to split it between this area where I am, which is just a desk that I kind of transform in a bedroom of my home, like my home office, and then the garage where I kind of do the dirtier work. And what that means is I'm constantly having to take stuff back and forth to work on knives, and then to come in here, maybe clean them up a little bit or make a video, whatever. Anyway, I use tools, the same tools in both locations, and I'm having to like drag stuff from one place to the other when I'm making these videos. Plus I use a cell phone as a camera, and then I use an iPad so I can kind of see what I'm doing. So I'm lugging all that stuff. So when I got this, instantly I was like, oh, no brainer, because this thing I can just hang on my neck and have my hands full of like camera gear and that sort of stuff, and get everything I need, all the tools that I need to bring back and forth. Like there's power tools in the garage and stuff like that hooked up, and they stay in there, they live in there. But there's stuff, like I said, I use in both locations. So with this thing's perfect. It fits, you know, I always need some sort of device to measure something, make a hole, whether that's making a hole or even just sometimes the length of a knife or whatever, to see if it'll fit. Always need the little Kneepex kind of like channel lock pliers that everyone's kind of hot after right now. I gotta make adjustments to each piece of gear that I have. They switch back and forth between buffers and sand, whatever. Got my Sharpie in there, and then of course I'm gonna need something to cut the pins with. So I got my snippers here, fit in there real nice, and then a couple of punches of different sizes. And then these feeler gauges when I'm peening the bolster pins to keep a little space in there is super important. Couldn't do it without those guys. Just like this fancy screwdriver has all the bits in it that I need to take apart different pieces of gear, whatever. I mean, this is just tool stuff, you know, but the pouch is super handy, got a file. But then what's really cool is in the back, you know, all this stuff I can hang off my cart and keep tools handy. but I've got a zippered pouch for the small stuff you don't want to lose at the same time. You know, and I always like kind of transport whatever project I'm working on. You know, I try and keep it, and I won't show too much of one I'm working on right now that's given me a ton of heartache and heartbreak and has been an ongoing project, but that's for another video that I'm working on. And then, you know, I've got like my pens, and then I've got parts of the knife that that are integral to the project. So anyways, I mean, this thing just immediately became super useful to me, and I want to give Bubba a shout out too, because it was just a cool, you know, cool giveaway that I got to win on his channel, and this thing's really nice. I don't know if you guys are interested at all. It's a Maxpedition if you like kind of want one, but this thing is a really good piece of kit that just I immediately put to use. So Bubba, I just want to say thank you so much, man. You've got a great channel, and guys, again, if you haven't checked out his channel, go check him out. Next up, let's see, I'm gonna show the knives that I got on my trip. So let me see, I'm gonna zoom in here. Okay, so like I said, I took a trip to Northern California. I'm from Sacramento originally, but I went up to Lake Tahoe and through Truckee, where I have some family, and then back down through Sacramento to see more of my family. And I hit a couple of shops along the way. First shop I picked up, first thing I saw right away, just an old camp knife, you know, an Imperial Providence USA to the right. So that's going to be what, 1956 to 1988, I think. They made these a long run, man. Rust on that blade, but it's a very full blade, and other than rust, it doesn't look very used, because like the owl looks really good. Everything looks really good in it. You know, got your can opener with the patent on there, and then we've got your flat tip and the cap lifter, standard fare with the bail and the composite style handles and shell type construction on there. But you know, I don't know, $5, it's almost like, and I don't have one. This is a knife that I had probably had 2 or 3 versions of that I did lose in the fire. So for $5, I'm gonna give them that just for walking in their store, kind of. And it was a cool store too, but I don't remember the name of it, unfortunately. All right, so that's knife number 1 on the first stop. And then we were in, was it Bishop? I think I was in Independence, actually. It's up to $395. And boom, right away, old timer, just absolutely kind of dead mint. This does not look used or like it's ever cut anything. So guy had $25 on it, and I just offered him 15, and he took it quick. And it's the 89 OT, so we got the saw blade, sheep's foot, which you know what, when I got this, I didn't know the difference between the 8OT and the 89 OT, to tell you the truth. I went searching around on another video to even find that, and I had at least 2 old timers in real bad condition that, you know, there was like a bag of knives, a case of knives that I grabbed when we were evacuating, and then there was a larger case with a few drawers full of knives that, you know, they just weren't like my special or favorite knives, and those and you know, it was too much to carry, and so you just leave them. I left them, and they went up. So it was great to be able to replace one. $15. I think I did pretty well for $15. I don't know what these go for. All I know is USA made knife, cool old timer, in absolutely unused condition. So for $15, I'm pretty sure I did okay. I was gonna check on eBay. I haven't checked yet, see what they go for. But yeah, and then the next one is a little bit more special, and I bought a brand new knife. Now, I honestly don't buy brand new knives. But I was in Truckee, and hang on. I got to find the name of the store. Actually, this is important. Hold on one second. Okay, the name of the store that I got this in was Bespoke Atelier. It's a very fancy name, or Atelier, however you pronounce that. There in Truckee, and let's just take a look. You can see here, I'll give it away. We've got a or wait, does it not say on here? I guess it doesn't say what it is. Okay, anyway, you can see that it's a buck. Got all the good stuff here, nice little sheath. And what we've got, for those who know, is a knife that I have been really wanting for a while. I've been seeing it on a bunch of different people's channels, and I've never had one, and that's a Buck 501. And man, these scales are handles are just really, really beautiful. And I have had, multiple Buck 110s and a couple of 112s, but I just have never had one of these 501s, and I've been seeing them pop up in people's videos recently. And yeah, I mean, I think mainly, I know I saw one on HT's EDC, and who else? Maybe like Baxter's blade, maybe not I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I just think that they're a super, super handsome knife, and I love that. I think that's maybe like a Cocobolo on there. I could be wrong. Someone will correct me. Cocobolo is usually kind of a little bit of a red color. Does it say on here? It probably does. I'm just not able to. Or maybe it's rosewood. It could be. Yeah, it says right there, 501 rosewood, I believe is what this is telling me, which Cocobolo is also a type of rosewood. But anyhow, yeah, just really, really beautiful, classy little knife, such quality. And I was very impressed with the store. Like I said, I don't usually buy a brand new knife, and a knife like this, I would probably buy on Amazon and just save a couple of bucks. But, being up in Truckee, it's such a cool little town, man. If you don't know that town, my family lived there for a long time, and my grandfather, mentioned in another video, was part of he was an engineer for the Southern Pacific Railroad. So we have a long history in Truckee. In fact, hold on again just for a second. Yeah, so I was going to save this for another video, but this is actually a picture. Hold on, let me take it out of the sleeve so it's less reflection, hopefully. It'll probably still be reflective, but this is actually my grandfather in the window of the train that he drove in Truckee. And this is like, I don't know much about trains, okay? I'm not any kind of train expert, but I guess this train's kind of special because it's a cab forward train, and this train is in the one that he drove is in the Sacramento Train Museum. And I guess this very one, I think that with this number on it, I'm gonna have to check to see if that's totally accurate. But anyhow, so Truckee's a special place. So I was like, you know what? I can get a memento from here. This is a good place. And the store that what is it? Bespoke Atelier. A couple of young ladies were working in the store, and there was just a little display case of knives over in the corner. It wasn't anything, it was more or less a gift shop. And I asked to see a knife, and then she started telling me about how this knife is made in the United States. It's actually made in Idaho, and it has a lifetime guarantee, and like the company was established in 1870, whatever. 1902. I'm looking at the box and cheating. I don't really know what year, but she did know what year is what is important. And she wanted to make sure that I looked at all the knives. I didn't even think that she had more. I just thought I was going to take the display. And she's like, no, you've got to look at all of them to make sure that you like the wood and pick out the one that you want. So anyways, it was just kind of a special, I guess, experience. It's not an experience that, is all that common. Someone knows a bunch about it in a store that isn't a designated sporting goods or knife store. And I think I probably paid $5 or $10 more for this than you would on Amazon. But you know what? It was worth it, and I'm glad I did. And got a really cool little knife that I'd been looking for, this specific model of buck for a while. And got a cool little sheath. The sheath is, I believe, made in China, made in Mexico. Sheath's made in Mexico, which actually they don't make too bad of stuff, especially leather products. So anyway, that's what I got on my trip. And I just wanted to share it with you guys. And check back in with you guys. There'll be more videos coming out soon. Hopefully that project that I showed you earlier will be done sooner than later. Thanks for hanging out and listening to me talk a little bit about my trip and the knives I got on it. All right, and thanks again to Bubba's EDC. Cool little giveaway I won over there. Hopefully I get to win something else sometime soon. I never won anything in my life, so kind of cool just to get a message. You are the winner, and it's not any kind of junk mail or advertisement. It's legit. All right, guys, have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you soon.
I've been a witness to a fast-moving train, snaking through the mountains, rolling down the grade. It's always been a mover. It's got a woman's name. Nothing runs as smooth as sweet Loretta Rain. That girl can fly. Everybody wants to ride. Sweet Loretta, sweet